Yes guys, Mr. P here. I hope you're well, I hope you're keeping safe. Got another video for you this week to hopefully keep you sane and entertained. Now a couple of weeks ago I counted down the top 10 things teachers miss the most about normal school. This week I've decided to flip it, and so I'm going to be counting down the top 10 best things about this new normal. Things you have had to implement because of the guidance, which actually on reflection was better than what you were doing before. Now what I'm saying, massive thank you to everyone who suggested an idea on my Insta stories yesterday. I've included as many as I can, but let's get going counting down the top 10. Now when I was counting down the top 10 things we miss the most about normal school, number one was just being able to spend some time at lunchtime with your colleagues, with your teacher BFF, having a chat, having a natter, which with the staggered times isn't always possible. However, that can work to your advantage if, for example, these staggered times means you don't end up spending any time during your lunch with a couple of the mood hoovers in your school. You know what I'm talking about here? The ones who just love to drain any positive energy out the room. The only bad side is you could also be stuck with just these people, which could be a nightmare. So number 9 is the fact that children are having to wash their hands more frequently. So generally speaking, they are a little bit cleaner than what they usually are. You know, so far this academic year, I have yet to have a child cough directly in my face, which I take as a huge bonus. The only downside is you'd think that would stop teachers from picking up every little bug going round. But as you can probably tell from my voice, that ain't happening yet. If you're a teacher who loves their classroom environment being clean, tidier cloakrooms must fill you with so much joy. The fact that most schools aren't allowing children to bring anything in and take anything home just means those cloakrooms no longer resemble the debris left at a war zone. Now I know this won't apply to everyone, but the fact it mentions in the guidance that teachers shouldn't really be taking books home to mark has finally made some schools knock it on its head. I mean, I've been campaigning for years to scrap marking. Forget marking, give feedback, you know? It's taken a global pandemic for some schools to clue into this, but the impact it's having on teachers' well-being, already I've had a couple of messages from teachers saying this year's been great because they're not having to waste 4 hours a night pointlessly highlighting books. On that note, actually, shout out to the amazing SLTs who understand how tough this year is at the minute, and so are just putting the trust into the teachers. There's no learning walks, there's no formal observations, there's none of this crap accountability that for years has stressed teachers out. A lot of teachers are just loving the fact they're being left to do what they're great at, which is teaching. You've got to love the fact that these strange times are having to encourage and make our pupils be more independent. I can't tie your shoelaces, pal, you're gonna have to learn that yourself. I've got to keep my distance. It's something we should be doing more of, but we know what it's like when things are so busy, we've got to get through everything in our timetable. Sometimes it's just quicker to tie those wet laces. It's not even been raining. Why are your laces wet? Whereas now the children have to do it themselves. Now any school staff member will tell you that one of the most stressful periods of the day is having to be on break duty, having to be on lunchtime duty. The fights, the falling outs, the accidents, the accident book is full to the brim usually. However, with these staggered times and only a select amount of children on the playground at once, fewer children on the playground, it equates to fewer fallings out. It's equating to less accidents, which means the accident book isn't being peppered, bump notes being sent home every single day. It's making things that little bit easier. We've also got to mention how amazing it is that every child in your class has their own glue stick. Oh, dream stuff. Usually by this point in the year, I'm saying to all my pupils, well, what do you think you could be doing while you wait for the glue stick? Because they've only got one left. It's the end of September already. I've been through about 50. Now the children have their own that they're responsible for. So much easier. We can get on with what we should be doing. Now this one I feel is revolutionary. Why we've never thought of this before this pandemic and these guidelines, I do not know. This is just a game changer. Having your pupils come into school in their PE kit on the day they're doing PE. Mind blown how we've never thought of this before, because I tell you what, it saves you hours. It's amazing the fact you do not have to waste half your PE lesson getting children changed and then getting them changed back into their school uniform. No longer do we just have random naked children running around, or children with half the uniform on backwards, or just wearing another child's whole uniform even though it's named. Great days, great stuff. I love that one. Now, just before I reveal number one, an honourable mention has to go to the fact that staff meetings are being kept to a bare minimum, and when they are done over Zoom, they're not going on forever and a day, because that becomes very, very tedious. But the number one best thing about this new normal that I'm sure every single teacher watching this will truly appreciate and agree with is the fact that you have to keep parents at a distance. Oh, this is dream stuff. No longer can they come and grab you asking for a quick word whenever they want. No longer can they waltz and find their way into the classroom wanting to have a quick chat. No longer do you get collared by one of those parents telling you cannot tell my little Johnny off when he is such a perfect angel. No. For most teachers, this has probably been the best thing about the whole pandemic. So there you go, guys. There's my top 10. And like I say, most of those were generated by you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that one. As always with these videos, I hope they just put a smile on your face and yeah, let you know that we're all in the same boat with everything that we're going through. I'll be back with another video very, very soon, guys. Take care, stay safe. See you soon.